Well, good morning. It's part 2 with Charlie. He's behind me and he's got a couple of machines here and a few in the field. What we're going to do, we're going to have a little chat with Charlie again about his little machines here. Perhaps he was started 275 up, Charlie?
I think it's, yeah, I can give it a go. It hasn't been started for months.
Yeah, and we've got the old Fordson Major behind us, with the old thrashing wheel on the side.
Start that, it's got no oil in the engine at the minute.
Okay then. And thanks for coming along. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up for me, I would appreciate it. And if you haven't already, think about subscribing to the channel. It makes it more visible to everybody else. And we'll have these videos out within a week or two and see how we get on. Anyway, enough chat, let's get on with this video, shall we? Thanks a lot for coming along. Charlie, thanks a lot, and perhaps we can start the old 275.
Yeah, I'll give it a go, mate. I'll give it a try. See what happens, eh?
Yeah, Dusty's in the... Dusty? You've met Dusty before. Dusty, come over here, darling.
Right, we'll give it a little bit of cold start.
Yep.
All the help we can get.
Dusty.
Bit of heat. I'm not promising anything, Robin, it might not.
Well,
you never know.
It doesn't matter.
It hasn't been started for a long time.
You told me it will start.
It will with the right battery.
Fantastic, Charlie. I'm with them. Let's stick the drone up, mate, and follow you around the building, if that's all right with you. Yeah. Perhaps you can do a bit of cutting.
Starting for go, yeah.
Yeah, all right then. Let's stick this drone. as you say, it's not really built for a flower mower, really, is it?
Yeah, it's heavy going as well at the moment.
Yeah.
But,
oh, it's wet.
It's well underpowered anyway, the tractor.
Yeah.
But, you know.
But she still does her job though, doesn't she?
It'd be better on that Ford, really.
It breathes like me, funny enough. You know? Anyway, what we do, we put this one away and you're going to show us the other two you got in the field, aren't you?
Of course.
And obviously behind you, I can see a tractor machine as well.
Yeah, that's the cat, that's my Caterpillar.
Yeah, and we'll have a look at that then.
All right.
Cheers for now. Dusty. Right, now we're going to move on from there to the Fordson next door. Now this is a work in progress, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Now you bought this locally, did you?
Bought it from a guy in Kent actually, with an engine that was not bad engine, big end I think, gone or something like that.
Yep.
Just sort of sat here for a couple of years. Bought an engine off eBay, supposedly okay. Got it back, started it up, lovely. Put it in, started it. Thought okay, great. Put it all back together. Finally put the water in it. Water went straight in the sump.
Oh,
so
okay.
obviously liner seals are gone.
Liner seals are gone, yeah.
Yeah, or head gasket or something like that. But,
Yeah.
don't know yet. Investigation ongoing.
On pending, shall we say?
Pending. That one's on the pending pile. That one might well not get done, but I probably will at some
Well
point.
done.
It's just time, really.
Yeah. So do you know the year of it, Charlie?
Not at all. 50 something.
50 something, yeah.
Very early one.
It's got the early one because it's got the thrashing wheel on the side. Let me have a look at the.
It's got the rod through the block type engine. You know the rod that goes, the throttle rod that goes through.
Oh,
the block?
right, yes,
So
yes.
It's early.
But they seem to go on forever, don't they, these old girls?
It's good. Actually, this engine runs really nice, but like I say, it won't hold water. So there you go. It's got to be sorted one way or another.
The rails have been changed. I see you got a Ford.
They did have a loader attachment on it. I took them off, put new bolts on because the bolts were kind of janky. One was longer, shorter, threads were. So I went and bought some new bolts, put that all on. When I put the engine in.
Yep.
But like I say, the engine's no good as yet. Runs fine, but won't hold water. So.
Now they do a conversion on it because the full cargo engine, they put a 6-cylinder in it for what's it for tractor pulling and that sort of thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I'm a bit old school. I prefer the engine that it was designed to be in. It should be in it, like
Absolutely, yeah. It's quite fun putting a 6-pot in them, I suppose. You know, if you want to do a bit of tractor pulling or something, like, have a bit of fun with it.
If you've got too many
Black
tractors,
smoke pouring everywhere and all that. Yeah, it's quite good luck.
But I think you know what? I've seen a lot worse.
No, it's all right. It's not bad. Like
You know, a good tidy up.
Yeah, I've got all the bonnet and the bits for it. It's actually, if you look around it, it's actually quite original. It's all pretty much all there. You know, but obviously it's old and rusty. But I like them like that.
I'm old and rusty.
I'm old and rusty too. So.
And we got the wear marks on the tank. That was always a good thing. And you got a modern piece on it. You got actually a roll bar.
I know. But
you know, they was brought out because the health and safety chaps in the 70s, they decided that every farm had to have a roll bar in it. Which was crazy, really.
I remember my dad putting them on himself on our little Ford.
Really?
We had a Ford 3000, we put one on that, yeah.
And it's strange. I mean, we always, in this country, we always buy the letter of law and we've
no
got
one else is.
Yeah, France don't do anything like
that.
No, but in this country, if someone tells us to do it, we do it, you know. But it must have cost the farmer a lot of money in those days.
I would have thought now, you know, bits and bobs, it's, you know, it does, it all costs, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if he had a fleet of these and he's got to put, I don't know, back in the day, probably about, I don't know, £100 worth of roll bar on it. And if you look at 10 of these, because most farms in those days used to have 10.
Big farms would, yeah.
And the 135s and that sort of thing, you know. I mean, Kent was mainly a massive Ferguson. I mean, this mainly in Essex, the Fordsons, because they was
area, you know, sort of thing there with the tractors.
I believe it used to be. I mean, perhaps the viewers can put us right on that, but I think it used to be like Essex because you had the dealers in Essex that used to have the blue machines. A lot of Kent machines. You got to remember, because Kent used to be all hop garden back in the day. And it was all narrow tractors, and it started off with the old grey Fergusons, what I like. Then you went to the 35s, 35Xs, and of course you got the 135s that are still working today on Orchards.
They just keep going, don't they?
They just keep going because they're built to last, haven't they?
Tanks,
Today you build a tractor to last a couple of years, didn't you?
Like everything.
You know, you don't have a mechanic looking at something now. You have an IT man going out to plug his computer in. Well, let's have a walk round.
Okay.
Like you say, it's honest. It's got some rust on it, but we've all got rust in. We need some new tyres. I can see straight away.
Tyres are shot.
But it's not dripping with oil or anything like. Oh, and what's this?
Oh no, new air cleaner bit. It had holes in it, so it wouldn't hold oil. So I had to go for a new one of them. So you know. Pained me to do that, but there you go.
But the rims need a little bit of work.
It does. It needs a couple of minutes. it was a project from the start, you know.
Yeah.
It still is. It probably still will be.
Right then, we've done in this shed. Shall we ever wander over to your track, Cat?
Yeah, we can have a look at that if you want, mate.
Yeah, let's have a look over there. It's called Out of Town, the channel, so we're out of town.
Yeah.
And
Only just.
yeah, well. Right, Charlie, what we got here then?
This is my Cat 953, 1987.
Yep.
Fitted with a Perkins Phaser 6-pot, where it should have had a 4-pot Cat Cross Mitsubishi engine. I think they had in them originally. Not a very good engine. They only lasted 4,000 or 5,000 hours. You know, I mean, at a push. The heads used to go. We used to have trouble with our one. And then they went on to the 953B, which had a 6-pot in it, which is a great machine. One of the, I think, the best one to the day.
Yeah.
To this day, but this is okay. It's got 6-pot in it now, so we're all right.
So did you change it or did it come like
It
that?
come like that. Bought it off of a local skip firm. Their guy, I know the guy's Charlie Rashbrook, I think his name was. He originally put the engine in it.
Yep.
But it needed a little bit of refinement. I put different engine mounts on and
Yeah.
made the pump fit directly into the engine, whereas they had a prop shaft situation going on with the driving the pump. I got rid of all that. Yeah, no, it's good. It's quite reliable now. It's quite reliable. It's quite good. It's got actually, I think these are supposed to be 140 horsepower, these Cats.
Really? I mean,
that's got a 210 in it.
Oh, right.
So it's kind of, but I've downrated it. I put out of a 130 turbo on it, so it sort of downrates it a bit, and I've also taken off the intercooler, which gives it a little bit less. So it's probably running just above 140-ish. It goes well when it's, you know, when it's warmed up and going nice.
Yeah. It's got the ripping teeth on the back of it as well.
On the back, that's a great bit of kit.
So what do you use that for then? The ripping?
If I'm stripping topsoil or something in the summer when it's hard, drop that in, loose, or even digging. You know, if you're digging hard ground, takes all the work out of it. Drop that in, rip it a couple of times, backwards and either way or whatever. Yeah. Just pushes it off loose. It's nice.
Oh, you know, as you say, and then you could go along with the front blade and
just push it up. You know, like I say, for stripping really.
And what, load onto a lorry on a tipper?
Yeah, load it.
Or
push
just
it up, push it up into a pile, whatever. You know.
Yeah, bond it.
Yeah.
Let's have a walk round. You can perhaps tell us a little bit about it. Then now you haven't got the high tracks on this. You got the old-fashioned.
No, this is the standard track. They don't. These track shovels don't have high track.
Oh, they don't.
No, it's only the dozers, the D, like the D series. You know, like the Caterpillar dozers.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, this is 953. They did 943, 953, 963, 787, and 83 as well.
Oh, okay.
So they went right the range. They stopped doing the 43 now, I think, because not the market for it, and this is pretty much the same really. To tell you the truth, not a lot of people buy them now because it's not really the people don't know what they do anymore. It's just a sort of
I'm afraid so.
Thing, I think. Really,
well, today I mean it's all computerised and the computer does the driving nowadays. The skills
60s now with the diggers.
And huge great dampers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now I can see the sprocket's worn a little bit on it. Now it's due a new sprocket. I can see. Press up and
well, they kind of come even when they're new. There's not a lot more on them. I know they are sharp. They are quite. They're not too bad, but I'll run them a long time yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll do a while yet. No.
And now to change them sprockets, is it a split
segments? No, there's segments bolted on segments. You do 3 bolts per segment, and you just take a segment off at a time. You take this guard off. Yeah. Undo 3 bolts, take a segment off, put one on. You can do them, just turn it one at a time, just keep putting a segment on.
Oh, really?
Done, yeah.
Oh, so you ain't got to do any massive gearbox removals or anything like that?
When they're new, you think they'd have a great big thick bit at the top of the sprocket, but these don't. When they come new, they're very thin at the top even. Yeah. They're not, they look almost warm when you get them new. So.
Right, and what sort of do adjust the tracks on these? I know on a little 360 it's a grease.
4 bolts there, there's a grease nipple in there, it just pushes that out.
Grease again?
That hinges on there. There's a ram in there that pushes this rod here forward, and that pivots on that.
Yeah.
And also, if you want to, you can adjust this cradle here, take these bolts out. When the tracks are worn, you move this bit forward and it gives you another bit of adjustment.
No, really?
It's quite a clever idea, yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Got another set of bolt holes in this, and it just moves that forward. But it just gives you another bit of life out of it. You just run them until they're absolutely shot to bits.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's proper heavy engineering, isn't it? I mean, it's built to last.
I'll probably weld new bars on these soon. These are getting a little bit down now. I'll probably put a set of bars on these before.
When you say bars,
just new grousers. You know?
Oh, okay. Can you
bars.
Just? Yeah. You can do that, can you?
I'll put one on there and one on there. I won't do the middle one.
So you ain't got to change the segment at all?
Well, you can, but I mean, obviously, it's a lot more money. So just buy bar and just weld bar on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
It's quite a lot of welding. 40 pads. 2 bars per pad. So
God, yeah.
I can imagine.
I can imagine.
All day long, you welding, welding.
Yeah. Does it take a lot of grease? Do you have to go around with a grease?
Every day I grease this machine.
Really?
Every day I use it, I grease it,
Yeah.
But it works, you know. In my experience, driving them for years and years. When I used to drive my, sorry, excuse me.
Right, so greasing, obviously
Greasing.
it protects the bushes.
Yes, I was saying, having worked with my brother driving one of these day in, day out for years, bit of grease every day, mainly in the bottom bucket ones where the dirt collects. You
Yep.
keep that nice. They last well. We went to change ours and they didn't need changing. It just proved a little bit of grease saves all that extra wear.
Well, I think there's a saying, two pennies worth of grease saves £100 worth of maintenance,
well,
doesn't it?
It depends how far they go. If you knock the bushes out of the arms, then the arm starts, if it gets that bad, then you've got, it's serious, you've got to start cutting it and welding bosses in and all sorts of
And we
rubbish.
don't like doing that, do we?
So
Anyway, let's have a walk round as we go. Now, it's an hydraulic driven blade at the back, isn't it? I can see
the
that.
Ripper, yeah, it's hydraulic. There's a switch over valve which drives the 4-in-1. If you pull it up, that operates the 4-in-1. If you push it down, it operates, no, sorry, the opposite way round. Pull it up, it operates the Ripper. Push down, 4-in-1.
4-in-1.
Yeah.
I can see you got three. Dusty. I can see you got 3 teeth on ripping. What do you call them? Ripping teeth or?
Yeah, ripping teeth. Yeah.
Ripping teeth.
Tines, Ripper tines.
Ripping tines, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I suppose with a vehicle of this size, that'd rip through concrete, tarmac, everything,
Well,
wouldn't it?
I don't know about concrete, but I mean, if it was sort of thin concrete, maybe.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If you was, you had to you'd have to keep stopping and starting because it just build up underneath. But yeah, it will rip up this sort of.
But I
anything
think
that crumbles, it'll
exactly
rip up.
what you said earlier.
great
I mean, it's a great tool if
It's a
you're
great
on
thing to
hard
have on the
ground.
machine. I'd rather have it than not have it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you've kept it looking in fine fettle, if you ask me.
To tell you the truth, Robin, I'd like to this year. I need. I want to put a new couple of doors on here,
Yep.
and I want to have it resprayed, because it's an old machine. It's a 1900.
Resprayed. I think it looks nice
well,
like that.
It's a little bit. Look under here. It's all. You know, I'm very particular, but you know.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's just.
And perhaps a new window. I could see there's a.
The wind caught that and slammed it shut and shattered it. Yeah,
got a bit of shattering going on there.
Just wants a bit of a tidy up now.
Right, tell us about this 4-in-1 bucket thing for the uninitiated here.
Yeah, right.
So you've got a split bucket there, straight down the centre there.
Yeah.
And that lifts up by the hydraulic rams.
That opens and shuts. You can open it right out. You can drag back with it. You know, backwards. If you want to grab something, drag backwards with it.
Yeah.
Clamp stuff up.
Okay. Where would you do your grading? Would you lift the front piece up and do the grading on the?
Just trim it with that. Open it up about. You just get used to it. You get the feel of it. You know, some people weld a little thing on here to show you how much open it is and all that. But I'll just open it up and go.
Experience.
You get used to it over the year. You get used to it.
Yeah. And the teeth on the front bucket. That's for obviously for.
Yeah. What we used to do was we used to change them. Used to change the centre ones. After a while, they get worn down. So it's always the outside ones that get worn first.
Yep.
You turn them over first so that the bottoms get worn equally.
Yeah.
So the sides get, the bottom and the top gets worn equally. And then what you do is you change centre ones to the outside ones, because the centre ones always wear less than the outside ones. So you get your full life out of the set of teeth.
Yeah.
You know, if you run them for a while, you understand which ones wear and which ones don't, and you get a good life out of them then, because it's all expensive stuff.
Yeah. How would you change them? They're like a drift pin or something?
Yeah, knock the pin out. There's a spring clip inside this. It goes inside. You knock that out. Literally take the tip off. Turn the tip over, put it back on, knock the pin back in. It takes minutes.
Really, I suppose if you're talking about replacing them all, that's a lot of money. Whereas if you're changing,
I suppose they're probably, I don't know how much they are, probably 20-30 quid each or something. Maybe.
Right.
So, not like that.
Yeah. So what you got on there? 1, 2, 3, 4,
maybe a bit
6,
less than
7,
that, I'm not
8.
too sure.
Oh, so about £100 you can change a lot.
About 150 quid or something for a set. But I mean,
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It, yeah.
I can see now you've got a bit of wear on behind the teeth, haven't you?
Yes, these here.
Yes.
That's probably the original cutting edge from new, I expect.
Cutting edge, that's the word I was looking for.
It probably does need a new cutting edge. This machine's done a lot of work.
So what would you do to that then? Would you actually cut them back and weld?
I would leave it. To tell you the truth, at the moment it probably wants doing. You'd have to take the teeth off, cut it out completely, weld on a new cutting edge.
Yeah.
One was already got the bolt holes sunk in.
Yeah.
And just bolt the teeth back on.
And would you?
So it's a lot more than that, but
Yeah. I mean, you'll take it probably back to this here, wouldn't you?
There. That's where the cutting edge.
Oh, was it?
Starts there.
Just about there, yeah.
It's there, yeah.
So what you're talking about? 10 inches to a?
Yeah, they're normally probably about.
Or in new money, what's it? 300 mil or something like that?
10, about 200 mil, I'd say.
Yeah.
Wide. And I think they're about an inch thick. when
Oh,
they're new.
fantastic.
So that's quite thin at the moment. That's done probably. I reckon that's probably original from you. That
Really?
that front
And
one, yeah.
you work it still, do you?
I still work it, yeah.
Oh,
Not
fantastic.
all the time, but only
Yeah.
now and then. I get the odd road to retrim, or
Yep.
I do the odd sand school with it myself, or I do, you know, a little bit of clearance, or this and that. All
Just
sorts.
keeps you busy though, doesn't it, mate?
Yeah, yeah.
Can we start it by any chance?
yeah.
That'd be fantastic if you can start it.
Yeah.
Listen to the noise of it.
To the noise. Show you the engine if you like. So they want one. Some people might be interested in having a look at this, the Perkins in it.
Yeah, because it's a rear engine, isn't it?
Mechanically inclined, you know, I would want to look at that.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, she sounds sweet, doesn't she? And no problem starting up, and neither was it.
No, it starts like that every time.
Right, can you lift up the front bucket? And clamshell it. Rawr, isn't it? That's great, Charlie. Oh, we got the teeth as well. Right, let's have a look at this engine then, Charlie.
Normally warm it up a little bit more than that, Robin, but as you
Oh,
can
God, it's a worker, isn't it?
it goes a bit better when it's warmer, to tell you the truth.
And little Dusty was worried though, wasn't you, sweetheart?
Yeah, there's the Perkins six cylinder in it. I'll look around the other side as well if you like.
Oh, Perkins. Look at the size of these bushings though,
Yeah, that's
and
for the
everything.
cab. Yeah, the rollover cab. Yeah.
No, really?
Yeah.
Mind you, I suppose you want, if you're rolling over, you want something substantial behind you, don't
Absolutely.
you?
15 tonne that is that
Oh,
machine. So
God, yeah.
you want to be pretty safe, wouldn't you?
And a little tiny battery.
Well, it's got two of those on either
is it
side.
24 volt, is it?
Yeah.
It's 24
Yeah.
volt.
We had to make up all the exhausts and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously-
Stainless steel exhaust.
Stainless steel. I've done that this year actually because it used to rust away every year. I'd be replacing a new pipe, and then I thought, do you know what? Let's do it stainless steel. So we've done that.
Yeah.
We had to make up a few little brackets for the alternator and obviously for the fan to fit in on the engine. Actually, it's a little bit Heath Robinson, but it works. It's reliable. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Does the fan blow or suck?
It blows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, like, an old boy once told me to clean a radiator on a machine like this, you set fire to it. Now I don't.
No, that would be the end of it.
Yeah.
No, never do that.
Never do that.
But some of them now, though, I think some of the loading shovels actually blow. They blow and suck. They're hydraulically driven, so they stop and then blow the other way and clean themselves out.
Oh, right.
That's quite a good idea.
Yeah,
this isn't hydraulic driven; it's fan driven. So
belt driven, yeah.
So, you know, but,
that's fantastic. I appreciate that.
Other side, I'll show you the other side. Right.
Oh, yeah, here's the other battery, as you say.
Yeah.
Fuel pump.
Yeah, all that. A little bit, like I say, it's in there, but.
So is it automatic bled, or do you have to bleed it yourself if you run out of diesel or anything like that?
Yeah, you just bleed it up, standard procedure. Just bleed it. It's got a lift pump the other side. To tell you the truth, I've never had to bleed it. I've always just changed the filters and it starts and goes. So it's never been a problem, really.
That's great about the injectors, though. So you can get to them.
You can get to. There's cab lifts on this too.
Really?
This jack here. You can this jack it up sort of probably about 2/3 of the way up. But then if you take the jack out and disconnect all the linkages, you can put the cab right over the front. And you can get at the transmission and the engine.
Fantastic.
It's so easy to work on. Such a good machine. Really.
I can see.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, everything is easy to get to. You've got no front engine.
The later ones they changed, and you couldn't lift the cab on. I think I think it was 953C. I think they changed it, and you couldn't lift the cab. You had to take the cab off to work on it. You know.
I mean, if you had an engine in the front there, you'd have to remove all that front arm and linkages and get to the bonnet and everything,
well,
wouldn't you?
You lift it up and prop it, and then you work on it that way.
Okay.
I'll show you later. I've got a 951, which is the old one with the engine on the front. It's the predecessor to this.
Oh, right.
And that's pretty much, you know, the one before this machine, which was...
Where's the hydraulic pump then?
Pump's here.
And that goes direct onto the engine, does it?
That's it, yeah, that was the pump that this engine actually took this pump. I had to have the shaft machined down by a good friend of mine.
Yep.
To fit the gear from this engine, because this originally was a lorry engine and it had a compressor here. So we took the compressor gear, took the shaft out of the pump, had it machined to fit the gear, and then bolted it and it went straight in and it works lovely.
Because the modern machines, they have the engine and then the hydraulic pump is directly onto the end of the flywheel, isn't it, really?
Yeah, you could do that. As some people, I've heard people putting this engine in these as well, other people, and they put the pump straight on the end of the crankshaft, cut a hole in the back of the machine and put the pump on the end of the...
Because it's not actually, the track's not driven by the engine, they're driven by the hydraulics.
It's hydrostatic, it's hydrostatic. Inside the transmission there's two great big pumps which drive another two great big motors inside the framework,
Oh, that's fantastic. I appreciate that.
These are, honestly, they're a fantastic machine. Even this, however old it is, still is a really good machine. You know, you hit yourself, but it goes to work and still does
a day's work. And that's what we want.
People I work for are astonished for the amount of work it does. But I do.
Well, just that little bit you just done now.
I drive it fast because I'm sort of it's kind of been indoctrinated me to drive fast, because every job that we ever did when I used to drive them was
get it done, son.
Flat out. We're under a price. Get it done. Absolutely, you know, it's flat out all the time. So
well, back in the days,
like that, and these you can't. They're fast machine. It's hard to drive them slow. I can, but I have to concentrate to be able to, you know, consciously tell myself to slow down a little bit.
Really?
You know? Sometimes I do, yeah.
But can you imagine loading that little bit of work you just done now, using a little 360? You'd be there for an hour doing what you just did, wouldn't you?
I mean, but this isn't a big machine. This is only a small machine, really, because compared to nowadays, this, you know, there's a lot of machines that do a lot more work than this. You know?
So, how many ton is it? So what?
That's 14. I think they're 14.8 ton. And you've got probably nearly a ton ripper, I'd say, about half a ton, 3/4 of a ton of ripper, so about 15 ton, I'd say, something like that.
So when you look at the big cats, which are what, D10s and they're colossal, man, and the Komatsus and that sort of thing.
70, 80 ton, I think, the big ones, big ones. This is a baby compared to, you know.
In your eyes, it might be a baby. In my eyes, it's really good.
To me, it's a fantastic machine.
Well, thanks for showing it to us. Let's move on, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's go on to another one of your... We've got a telehandler over the back here.
Yeah.
Old Fordson.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just the old machine I use around the yard. Nothing special, just does
Yep.
Just loading and
Again, it's
know.
old, but it does the day's work, doesn't it?
The
You know.
starter's down on that at the moment though. I'm afraid, Robin, I can't start that one.
No.
The starter's the solenoid. It won't click in. So
Yeah.
But
Okay,
it
then.
goes lovely. That's a nice, another little machine. It's very handy.
Let's have a quick look at the Ford tractor then, and then we'll end this video, shall we?
Yeah.
Right, Charlie. We're on the Ford
Here we are again.
4600 tractor.
Yeah, just got this one.
Just got this one.
Yeah, well, a month ago, I suppose, something like that.
And it's got a 4-loader on the front of it.
Yeah, it got lovely. It runs lovely. Well, it might not start now. I'll try it, but it's been stood for probably 6 weeks or so.
Really?
But standing there, the batteries go a bit funny.
But again, she's built properly. She's got a few dents and a few rust marks.
It's in her life,
but
it needs a bit of. It needs enough.
fettling, a little bit of fettling, doesn't it?
It does, like everything I've got. Everything I've got needs plenty of love, but it's just me, I like old crap. So
Yeah. I mean, you put that flower mower on the back of this one, and it wouldn't even purr.
Oh no, this is a different.
And it's ideal,
different
really.
animal. Yeah, this is.
Definitely.
I know it's. I say an animal, but it's not even a big tractor. But compared to that thing,
Yeah.
it'd be much better. Yeah.
All right, we'll have a walk round on it, shall we?
Yeah.
And anyway,
Yeah.
like you say, a little bit of rust, but rust is surface rust. Nothing that wire brush.
It needs a new exhaust. It needs a manifold.
Yeah.
I think a manifold or the pipe's gone here. I think it leaks through here somewhere, and this is all nanky, so that needs.
See, I think with that bonnet, all it needs is a little bit of a scarring down and perhaps a clear coat on it.
Yeah, that's it.
Not actually put it back to build,
No,
because
no.
that shows the history.
Well, it's what it is, isn't it? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Why make it something that it's not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And are we going to do the oils on it?
Yeah, I'll go through it, change the oils, give it a service up here and there, and see what
Yeah.
It seems to run fine. It seems to. I think it's had a recon engine because the block's a different colour, so it looks like it's had a recon at some point.
Oh.
But it's
Again, locally bought, was it?
Yeah, bought it off a friend of mine around the corner. Had it on a log splitter, a processor, log processor, and it was too much for that really. So he just bought a smaller tractor, and I bought this off him.
Okay. And what sort of hours on it?
This probably about 4 million. I don't know. Let's have a look. It's done. Oh. 4,193 it says, but I'm not sure if that's right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Should we try and start it?
Yeah.
Let's give it a go. Ooh, we nearly went.
We like the sound of that.
Starter sounds a bit funny. I think that starters if you didn't you?
Yeah, it's not holding long enough, is it?
No, I think the solenoid's a bit weak.
Yeah. Oh, I've got some
firing up,
smoke then.
She'll go. Lee, if you're watching this, cheers, mate.
Oh, there you go. Charlie can't remember how to use it. He's only had it a couple of weeks anyway. Niggle it in the end. There you go. Can't put the drone up, but as we're near Gatwick Airport, we can't really. Dusty. Well, there you go. It did start, and you have little faith, if they say.
I know. I didn't expect it to go, actually. I thought it was a little bit down, maybe, or something, you know. I think that tyre's a little bit flat that side. Yeah, it is, yeah. That tyre needs pumping up as well. Felt a bit funny.
Your plans to do it up, do you think?
A little bit, not much. Straighten out the front, put a new air filter cowling on it, and just get it mainly, you know, up together nicely. Not too, don't want to go too crazy with it, but tidy it up, make it look nice.
Yeah, and
but not. I don't want a major respray or anything like that. You know? Maybe do a bit of welding around the mud guards and tidy it up so it's all structurally sound.
That's fantastic. Perhaps we'll come back and then we'll see.
Have another go.
Have another look in the summer when the sun's out, I think. Anyway, thanks for that, Charlie. I do appreciate it.
Right.
Well, thanks to Charlie again. We appreciate it, showing me his equipment and everything today. We've got another video coming up after this. He's going to take us up to another one of his yards, fields. What would you call it?
It's just a field up the road. Well, got a couple of machines where we.
And he's going to show us some of them machines. Will they start?
One may. The other three, one does go. One, but I need new batteries and that for that. But it'll be a mission to try and get that one going. I don't think we bother Robin, not just yet. I can do it another time, I think. But
perhaps when the sun's out.
Yeah.
That'd be nice summer's evening down there.
Yeah.
That'd be great. But thanks for coming along. I do appreciate it. And once again, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up for me. And think about subscribing. That always helps. And if you think about it as well, when you subscribe, ring that little, I think that some subscribers call it, you ring that bell or something, and it gives you notifications of when my videos are coming out. So do appreciate it. Thanks for coming along. See you soon.